Where do design lie to client?
See, today we get calls from the clients after 5 years, 10 years saying your design is not working for us.
Do you feel that it's a knowledge issue or the trust issue or what it is? I mean, why this young architects or the few architects they actually ignores the services at the very beginning?
I feel architects should also be more technically sound when they've been taught. So they feel confident. And also, when they come outside, they have to understand it is not a one-man show, it is a team's effort.
It's a team. Welcome to Design Stories. My name is Altaf. This is our first episode, and today's question is: why do we keep making same design mistakes in Indian architect, and why do buildings looks very beautiful in renders but feel wrong when when we actually live in them? Okay, so I'm talking to architect Harish from BMS School of Architectural, someone who practiced, taught, and was this industry many years. Yeah. So I'm so sorry, but we are diving into a very uncomfortable truth: the design decisions that look very good on paper but fail in real life.
Okay.
I would like to have your the few uh, takeaways. So when you have actually practicing and now you are teaching also. Okay. So what is that one thing you think that this should ban in the architectural design practice? And but still few architects are doing maybe industry practice or I don't know their theoretical problems, or I don't know how it is. But what is your thought about this and how you take this?
See, I don't believe in something is to be banned because nobody has the power to ban anything. That is first thing. And secondly, see, anything which is created is a part of a bigger process. It's an evolution, right?
Right.
It is because somebody has taken certain conscious decision to do something that way. So on our onset, we can't ban something. But I have a say in this. We should understand what is Indian context. What I should really be critical is about celebrating or romanticizing about the Western architecture to Indian context. That is one thing which I always be critical about,
Yeah.
right? Because we have so much to cater to design as
True.
Indians, but we fail somewhere to appreciate it.
Mm.
Somewhere even that way we should also educate a bigger corporate saying that please come up with an open mind and understand our
Yeah.
people, our culture,
True.
and our place, at least then you would probably understand
Correct.
what design could be all about
Mm. Mm.
and what this country can offer you, and what is the work culture here, what
True.
is the people like. So, I mean, that way it has been totally ignored. At least today, they are consciously going about it.
Yes.
Today, international structures, one of the big takeaways, how our Bangalore airport has been done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is very sensitively
Yes.
done.
Yes.
I think there is some conscious effort being
True.
done now.
True.
So I really appreciate the way right now it has been put across. But at some point, when we getting in a lot of corporate coming into India, they did not realize that we can actually have this kind of
Mm.
thing. So I
Correct.
think for a younger practicing guys, I think we should understand the need of it.
Mm.
That's where
Yeah,
I
that
say.
is very, very important because sometimes what I feel is architect only think about the beautification of the building or the the materialistic beautification or those kind of. Sometimes they, I feel, being a MEP consultant, they never thought about the services part. You know, so the beautiful, I mean, the building is very beautiful, but you don't have the place to keep the air conditioned machine. It's a very sad thing
Yes,
about the
yes.
industry.
Yeah.
And I don't say it's a architectural fault, but sometimes the the builders or maybe the developers fault also, or they are also not really worrying about the this kind of issue comes up in the future. Yeah.
I think you're rightly said,
Yeah.
but we should also see it from a point. Why is it done that way?
Mm.
The reason is, let's say your first the opening note said the reality of what was being
Yeah.
done and what has been considered.
True.
In when we do a renders, that
Mm.
is basically the purpose of it shows the vision of the project.
Correct.
So it shows the direction in which the project is going, and this is how the vision and this whole frame is.
Mm.
But even in as a design cycle, we have different stages that way,
Correct.
right? When we come for the pitch, after that there will be something called as design development phase. Then there is documentation phase, and then it's a tendering. That's all process. In the design development phase is where the design or the vision gets matured,
Correct. Yeah.
right? That's when we bring in a lot of practicality.
Mm.
I totally agree from a point of consultants being brought in later, which is not correct.
Mm.
Today is a age of collaboration,
Absolutely.
right? If you don't have a guy who actually runs the show post occupancy,
True.
you cannot design.
Absolutely.
A
Absolutely.
guy who is sitting and giving you solutions like MEP or structural, if he's not part of your collaborative team
Yes.
of design
Yes.
team, you cannot design today. So
Absolutely.
I think there is a collaborative atmosphere which has to be done today, which is probably lacking or could today the big houses are doing it. Design
Mm.
houses are doing it
Yeah.
because they understand this. Uh, but a smaller team, they need to get into these aspects.
Very true.
They have to collaborate to understand. It is very important. See, today we get calls from the clients after 5 years, 10 years, saying your design is not working for us. The very reason is we are also not very critical
Yeah.
about how the
True.
building is functioning. So there is a large amount of research is happening on how building is performing,
Correct.
correct? And post occupancy, how design is reflecting and adding value to a whole
True.
user group. So that way there is a conscious effort has been put in architectural schools, that how maintenance of the buildings takes place and how design centric, maintenance design centric or post occupancy centric design can be done. I see there is a lot of gap there, and the very simple reason is 5 years is not enough for us to reach. So,
Very true. Very true.
and
It's
and it's a practical aspect
yes.
where unless you're not there in it, it's very difficult to do
Very
it.
true.
And we can only create a situation in our studios, but we cannot build one,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
right? Until unless you are exposed to those kind of situation, it is easier to take call. So, and a school also, we are trying to build exercises and the studio problems in such a way that they inquire about it.
Mm.
They should understand basic things is like
True.
how constructability is done.
Absolutely.
Without understanding the construction, they cannot design, right? So we are also trying to push towards that, at least in the mid of the semester, where
Mm.
mid of their 5 years goes. So there is a conscious effort has been done.
Mm.
But even for young architects who come inside, one of the critical aspects he face a problem is the confidence level of can he really build.
Correct.
Because when he can easily design a good design, he can do a good renders, but
Mm.
when it comes to execution, he'll not be confident.
True.
See, for a very simple reason, let's say I have to have a conversation with an MEP consultant or a structural
Mm.
consultant. He should at least know the basics of what MEP is.
Exactly.
He should at least know basics of what
True.
structures is,
True.
or else there will be a limitation on us,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
correct? So if he says his the architect is all about selling the the dream of
Mm.
client,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he has to give him the best possible design what is possible
True.
in the market. And in that, one of the way we can achieve is through structures and MEP. We cannot
Absolutely.
ignore it.
Absolutely.
But if he doesn't have the knowledge and he's tried to solve it after the design phase,
Mm.
it will be a disaster.
Very true. Very true.
So I
So, do
feel,
you feel that it's a knowledge issue or the trust issue or what it is? I mean, why this young architects or the few architects they actually ignores the services at the very beginning?
hmm. It's a good point. There are a couple of things which we need to also understand is how we are being taught. Okay, so we believe one of the main aspects in architecture is not just about design, but also we try to blend in technical subjects also. But today I strongly feel that is not enough.
Mm.
Okay. I feel architects should also be more technically sound when they've been
Mm.
taught. So they feel confident.
Mm.
And also, when they come outside, they have to understand it is not a one man show, it is a team's
It's
effort.
a team effort.
So
Absolutely.
that is where he has to understand he cannot work in silos.
Mm.
Even though he's a designer, he
Mm.
needs a team to work with it. So the knowledge gap happens when he is not open for it,
Mm. Ah, okay. Correct.
right? So first thing is he has to be open, and he should start collaborating with people and understand. Secondly, at the college or the school level, we should also consciously tell them that this is also very important.
Mm.
We
Absolutely.
we try to do that, but large part of is being ignored at
Mm.
some level. Specifically, if we have a studio centric, where the structures or MEP
Mm.
is the core, they will not attempt.
So, I mean, it's a very valid question. I mean, the topic which we are discussing. So, since I'm also practicing MAP, the consultancy since 2004, and what I understood, whenever we are interacting with the new architect or the startup architect, or even though few established architect, so their thought is, if we interact with the MEP consultancy, or if the structural designer from the beginning, uh, my cost will go up, or my client won't understand. Okay, so first I will give him a the rosy picture, and then once if my client got trapped, then I can engage. This is the psychology of few architects in the market. So how you will I mean, what is your opinion about it?
See, I'll tell you, that is all about any business insecurities which we face today.
Yeah.
See, as a professionals, we're in the service industry, and we all wants to protect our client,
Correct.
right? So, in this premise, if you talk, I think it is very important. We teach them how to do business.
Mm.
How do we do business is to be learned,
Correct. Correct.
right? So there are tools in place where you can still protect and still
Mm.
work in that
Yeah.
environment. So, but there should be education on it, right? So either you learn through practice, when you come in the field and you learn about it,
Mm.
or you learn in the early phase of your teaching,
Mm. Mm.
which I feel, like I was saying, what is that we need to add in our today's educational thing is the business aspects of it.
Mm.
Even though we can't put ourselves in the business shoe, because we are professionals, where we can't work for the profits, we can work only for the fees.
True.
So, in that perspective, we should still understand how this whole ecosystem works, how this
Exactly.
business works.
Exactly.
Then only we can really work with different
True.
people. If you don't have this knowledge, you lack confidence.
Absolutely. See, in fact, what I personally feel is, in India, the startup culture is like, if I am a good say, IT professional, okay, I think I can design software very well, so
Hmm.
I can do the business of it. But that is
Uh,
not the case,
Not the
actually.
case.
So when you are a good architect or
Uh,
you are a good designer, stick to it,
yes,
learn the business, and
yes,
do the business.
yes, yes.
So that is somewhere missing in our society. Is that
Yeah.
you are talking
See,
about?
I'll tell you, this dilemma is there in our field for a very long time.
Yeah.
It is also because we don't treat this as a business.
Correct.
Okay. The very reason is we come under a very strict Council of Architecture
Mm.
guidelines. We have a code of conduct.
Mm.
We are all licensed
True.
architects, so we have a certain rules and regulations we have to work with. Some things which is not relevant for today, but then still it is there. Consciously, there are institutions who are working on towards that.
Mm.
They're like Indian Institute of Architects, or so many other good institutes are working
Mm.
towards that,
Mm.
to work and evolve those guidelines which is
Mm.
there, because the laws which is made is pretty old, and it has
Mm.
needs an updation.
Okay.
And if that kinds of restrict an architect to practice, That's where he lacks confidence.
So that
That is the
insecurity and those
premise
things.
of his one.
Okay.
Secondly, at the same point, we should also give little more scope. I'll give you a very simple example. Have you seen any architect having a big advertisements in newspapers?
No, never.
Have you seen any lawyer doing it?
No.
Have you seen any doctor doing it?
I mean, the hospitals are
Hospital does
doing,
it as a
but
doctor.
personally, doctors are
Best
not doing.
gynecologist in the world. No, because they have a code of conduct.
Correct. Okay.
So if he can't market himself, how will he get business?
True. But there are some other, practices
Today,
supposed to be.
yes,
Yeah.
today there are gray areas like social media is there
Correct.
and these ones. So, but it is not equipped. It is still under a gray area,
True. True.
right? So, sorry. So that way, uh, every architect needs to understand that there is a practice which is needs to have certain boundaries. At the same time, you should also, especially for the early generation, the
Hmm.
startup culture, they
Hmm.
need to give certain
Hmm.
leverages so that they can expand.
Hmm.
So that leverages has to be understood from the institutional perspective, also from a knowledge
Hmm.
perspective.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So, do you think that I mean, kind of the business management or the that kind of a things also be part of the curriculum
Yes,
while
I strongly believe that because see, what we lack today is financial literacy.
hmm.
Even though we learn estimation costing, that doesn't
Yeah,
is
yeah,
nothing to do with
absolutely. Yes, yes.
practice. See, we even a basic knowledge of how to maintain books is very important,
Very true.
right?
Very true.
So I always tell my students that two people are very important for you when you want to practice. One is the CA and the other is the lawyer.
Yeah.
If you don't have these two as your friends,
Yeah.
you
Very
can
true.
you cannot practice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Not only about the architect. It is
yeah,
about
any
every
business.
startup. Every startup, in fact,
Yeah.
you need to have the friends. Two friends must two friends.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, I mean, they are our professional colleagues
yeah.
also. So that way, it is must
Yes, yes,
because they will be our guide, friend, enemies, anything. But still, they
yes.
you can't ignore them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah.
moreover, when we are talking about this collaboration and
Mm.
the engagement with the fellow consultants,
Yeah.
so that is also a very missing aspect of entire
True.
the
True.
designing
True.
while they are presenting to the client
True.
or when they are discussing with the
True.
very few architect I met, and they are from the beginning,
Mm.
from the one line which has been drawn,
Mm.
they are consulting with somebody, they are getting their opinion,
Mm.
and then they are putting their effort, and then they are presenting something to the client. This
Yeah.
is the right practice
Yeah. I
supposed to
think,
be.
Altaf, I think what I feel there is a gap is professionals coming together in a platform for networking.
Hmm.
Where do I find CA guys?
Yeah.
Where do I find a good lawyer
True.
who is trustworthy or
Correct.
who can understand me better?
Yes.
Right? I think there should be a platform where they have a boundaries. There are certain rules. There are conscious effort. See, from a IA perspective, they give us certain effort in giving these services to us. They give service. They help us in telling that how if you want CA, they'll help us out. If you want legal opinions, they're
Correct.
helping us. From a IA perspective, that IA is Indian Institute of
Hmm.
Architects.
Hmm.
These institutes help, but I always feel that architects, let it be architects or lawyers or CAs or any consultants, these institutes should start collaborating more often
Yes. Yes.
and create a platform where you can work together. Because see, today if you want a clients will only come through references.
Yes. Very true.
Your reference of clients is either from other professional guys only.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If you want to work in an ecosystem, I think this should be very strong. And
Absolutely.
see, today, especially the way in the developing countries, I don't want to be critical about certain facts about how judiciary is working and how professional shelters are being protected here. But when we are going for developing nations, we need a lot of protection as a
Yes.
professionals,
True.
right? For that, I think this ecosystem should be very strong.
Yes. Yes.
We should be one of the very, very strong people
Hmm.
in the field who can build nations.
Hmm.
We are not hurdles.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We
No,
are
of
the
course. Of course.
persons who can actually help in build nations.
Yes. Very
So
true.
that way, all the professionals should come together, understand the significance of this,
Hmm.
and we should take it up. See, today, a lot of A lot of outsiders, or I don't say outsiders, there are a lot of consultants who come in, they set up their this one just because we are the knowledge industry today,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? And also we are exposed to a world. It is nowhere, it's nowhere what was happening in early 90s or early
Correct. Correct.
80s. Today the world has changed, so we
True.
can actually cater to the world. So we should tap. India is not just the market, world is a market
Yes,
for
yes,
us.
yes. And in fact, what I have seen is the kind of the knowledge and the
Mhm.
the architectural marvels we do have.
Yeah,
That is very rare in the I mean the other countries,
yeah.
and we always have that kind of a practice in I mean since ages.
Mm.
And in fact, our a lot of good architects in India, they are also doing very beautiful
Yeah,
designs across.
yeah.
And so only this thing is the hand holding from the settled architect, that somewhere is the missing with the startup. Do you feel that I mean that things are
See,
happening, or they are just using them as a the for the internship or those things, cheap labor? I'm so sorry about this,
no,
but
there
it's a
is this.
fact of the market.
No, this is a debate which is happening, where it has been seriously taken sometimes. We hear cases where some of the people charge for the internship also.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Some there are instances that also I can't name them, but
yeah,
there are instances they
don't name
say.
it.
So in this ecosystem, I feel handholding is required.
True.
Of As a part of code, or we have to uplift their fellow architects also, or the junior ones. We have to support them.
Hmm.
That's what I was trying to say. See, our institutions should be strong. Our
Hmm.
professional bodies should be strong.
Absolutely.
Consciously, our Karnataka chapter IA has been doing wonderful job that way.
Wonderful.
They've been doing really nice. They're trying to promote a lot of things, but ultimately, it should convert into employability.
Hmm.
They have to protect. They have to be
Correct.
safeguarded. See, today, why there is the admissions are coming down in architecture is also because that they don't see a promising or sheltered or given security that you will be
Hmm.
employable.
Hmm.
So, see, for us especially, for anybody, in fact, for you also, who will be our biggest client? Government,
Urban. Yeah.
right? The kind of money what government spends,
True.
no other private player can do it,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
If one single thing, one single policy makes it that the right professional who is eligible should be getting the project,
Hmm.
isn't that enough to get all
Absolutely.
everybody
Absolutely.
employed?
Absolutely.
Today it
There's,
is so diluted.
yes. Yes. Yes.
We can't be protected that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Absolutely. And there is one more practice which I have seen in the market: design build concept. So this is somewhere the killing this the kind of innovation which the architects are doing, or the kind of they are putting their efforts or something, because the EPC contractors are taking the project, and then they're hiring some freelancer or somebody, and then they are getting the designs done. I mean, where we are going when we are
Okay.
talking about the great nation and the great buildings and marvels and all that.
This is reality of
Yeah.
life, and this is also part of evolution. I'll tell you the reason is very simple.
Mm.
See it from a client perspective. If you want to get your design done, let's say as a big corporate guy who comes to India
True.
and want to set up a factory here,
Mm.
and he's ready to give a employability of around lakhs of people.
Correct.
Now when he come to India, whom should he go to build a factory?
Of course, to architect.
Architect, right?
Yeah.
Architect gives him design and tell him that now you have to float tenders and
Mm.
appoint a contractor.
Correct.
Okay, he doesn't appoint a contractor. Then he goes on and say, now you have to go and appoint a project manager.
Yeah.
Then he'll appoint a project manager. Then he'll also say you go and appoint a licensing person.
Correct.
And he'll also suggest you go and do a,
Yeah.
appoint a vendors for so
True.
and so.
Correct.
So a corporate person has to go and approach how many different vendors here,
True. True.
or
True.
consultants?
Yeah.
So many different
So many.
consultants.
Of course.
If you see it from the other angle, from a design build perspective,
Mm.
he has one contract, one agreement.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What would he prefer?
Absolutely.
right? This is
What?
reality,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it is.
But in this changing and evolving world, we have to understand where the profession is maturing, what is the each role we are playing,
Correct.
and where is that ethical boundary we have to do. See, today I'll tell you why it is going in a very bad direction. What is the motive of a project manager or a design build person to make profit,
Absolutely.
right? In that perspective, in that mindset, can he give a honest opinion to the client?
No, not at all.
He'll be biased.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there is an ethical boundary we need to create in
Mm,
business also,
mm,
especially in our business,
yeah.
right? It cannot operate without that ethical boundary. So there is a stress to put those in place
True.
first.
True.
There is no body or there is no institution which can actually control those
Yeah,
aspects.
yeah. First of all, the construction market itself is
Yes,
very
yes,
difficult to manage,
yes.
and there is no MIBA for this.
True, true.
Yeah,
See, today, if he has an intention to push something,
correct.
he can easily do it,
Very true.
isn't it? And that is absolutely not in the interest of the client. And the client realizes it later.
Yes.
That
Right.
is so wrong. So that's what I was trying to tell you. As a professionals,
Mm.
we should always see the interest of the client,
Mm.
because we are not working for the profit, we are working for the fees.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
understand the difference, right?
Correct. Correct.
If a design build guy comes to you and say, I'll build for you, he'll be thinking about the bottom line, not the fees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Now, what is
Exactly.
that bottom line? Whose money is that?
Of course, it's client's money.
Client's money,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Now, whether he is giving solution, yes, he is giving solution. But is it the best solution?
Yes. Yes. Very true. Very true. Wow. This is a brutal reality. Okay. So, I mean, we have closed all the questions. In fact, only the last question, when I see you as a professor in the college. Okay. Do you feel that the top ranked architect would be a great architect in the market?
No.
Okay. Can you please elaborate that?
See, I have seen examples. The one of the students who perform brilliantly in the studios and the class, who's gold medalist, might not really do great, for a very simple reason. The kind of the aptitude, the kind of the skill set which is required is different.
Mm,
See, the what do you call it as yeah, what is required in the field is so different than what is being taught today is a fact. But that kind of temperament which is required to be an
mm.
architect is different than being a good student.
So you mean to say
We
the backbenchers can
Not
rule
necessarily. No, no, I
that's
did
not
not
right.
say that. No, no, I did not say that. I said the not necessarily all the good architecture students who've been
Hmm.
performing really well in the 5 years need not be the best architects in the field.
Okay.
See, the like I'm saying, the kind of temperament which is required
Hmm.
to understand and learn when it comes to the field is also matters.
True.
See, today the harsh reality is you have to face the industry and have a temperament to learn new things.
Correct.
When he comes with a preconceived notion of knowledge that I know everything,
Hmm.
he cannot perform.
He cannot perform. Very
See,
true.
you should also understand that the industry is already set, and I'm being a part of that
Being a
industry.
part of it. Yeah.
I cannot change the
True. True.
industry in
True.
the initial
Yeah.
stages.
Yeah. No, I
So,
mean, we can change the industry, but you need to have that kind of knowledge, understanding, that penetration into the market,
sure.
you know. And I mean, in what context I am saying to changing the industry means the kind of the infrastructure has been already
Mm.
built and the kind of atmosphere is there.
Mm.
When you are penetrating into it, you need to first understand the whole logic of it. You know, you cannot
Uh,
become the Abhimanyu or sorry, I
yeah,
forgot the
yeah,
name.
yeah,
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 so you just cannot become
yeah,
that
yeah. I
and
can't.
you go into it and you say you can
See,
change
I
it.
honestly, sorry to break you
Yeah.
in between. I have a problem in using this term disruptors. They cannot
Yes,
disrupt
yes,
anything.
yes, yes.
they're trying to find a gap there,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
In this is a part of any evolution, I agree.
Yeah.
But you don't have to necessarily disrupt every time to get
Yes,
it.
yes, yes. And
Okay, that
the
should not
very
be the norm also.
yeah, absolutely. And do you feel that I can see there are n number of architectural colleges in the Bangalore and India. Do you feel that every student have their own bread and butter when he went come out of the college,
I'm
or he
not
can,
sure.
I mean, as soon as he land up in
Hmm,
the main market,
hmm.
I mean, does he have the enough infrastructure to get at least his bread and butter?
See, problem comes in when it is relatively compared.
Mm.
See, most of the architecture colleges today are in the environment of engineering colleges,
Mm.
right? When you start comparing yourself to an engineering college's
Mm.
output, and when their CTCs are high
True.
and your CTCs are low,
Mm.
that's where the relative question comes into picture. See, a life of an architect, if you want to practice
Mm.
and want to set up your own practice, comes late, because you have to build clientele, you have to prove in the market, you have to
Mm.
understand the whole thing about the subject. It takes time,
Absolutely.
right? So, but if you want to start and grow in an organization, yes, it is possible. There are many opportunities
True.
that way. The reason being, today it is no more Indian grown architecture firms. It is also, there are multinational companies who
Yes.
have come and set up here.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there are possibilities there. You can grow in an organization also and reach to a stage where you can actually think of running
Yeah.
an office
Right.
or a big organization. But you should see it from a different lens, that we are a professionals, we have to give some time to nourish it and
Hmm.
then grow.
True.
So for your question whether they're getting the right opportunity, they're getting in the right opportunity, but they have to set their mindset right.
Hmm.
They should
Where to
not be
start?
compare
Ah,
with other
correct.
engineering fellows.
Yes. Yes.
Especially in Bangalore, they compare themselves to mostly IT people. They're getting
True.
good
Yeah.
CTCs.
Yeah.
Oh, what have I done? I've come
Correct.
to
Correct.
architecture. If people start thinking
True.
that,
True.
it is difficult for them.
Yeah. And most of the time, I have seen, to students. In fact, when we take any kind of interview for our engineering, so when we ask this question, okay, why you have choose this specific, the engineering stream? So they said because of their family pressure or
Mm.
because their friend is there. I'm sure the most of architect also land up with that kind of a thing. See, their I mean best buddy was there enrolled
Yeah,
into architectural,
yeah,
so he also joined.
yeah.
So how you treat them, or how when you talk to them for the future, or so how you what is your
See,
opinion on this?
basically, when students comes with certain prejudiced mind
Mm.
or expectation, first thing we orient them in the first sem itself,
Okay.
that what could be their path. So we make them de-learn whatever they have learned,
Mm.
and we put them to a process of what creativity is all
Correct.
about, what design is all about, and we try to give them an ecosystem or an environment where they can, you know, grow and learn.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
all we can do.
Correct.
We
So
can't
the
do beyond that.
yeah,
The
correct.
very reason is, if we think that they want to grow as Hira Nandani and join architecture, they can't.
True.
They're in a wrong place.
Correct, correct,
Or
correct.
they want to grow like some other infrastructure people
Yes,
like
yes,
L&T and all.
yes,
No,
yes.
they're not the right model.
True, true.
So their examples are different.
Correct, correct.
Their their goals are different.
True.
For them to attain that goal, you need to have a right mindset.
Hmm. Exactly. So at the beginning only, if you have the right mindset, then you can reach to your goal.
Yes, yes. So that's one critical aspects. We also see a lot of iteration after first year.
Ah, yeah. Very true, very true. I
So
mean, that is the, somewhere I feel this youth today,
mm,
uh, I mean, in our time also, it was the problem because I was not aware about the engineering by choice, not by choice, but by some other reason. I ended, being an
mm,
engineer. But fortunately, I was on a right track. I got a very good mentor in my life, so I
mm,
reached somewhere.
Correct.
And moreover, I was very inclined towards the business from the beginning.
True.
So I made that this engineering into a business.
Absolutely.
So that mindset is missing somewhere with the youth, or I don't know whether they don't have the
Today,
knowledge about it.
so today I'll tell you, way we have grown, it's very organic.
Yes, yes, very true.
We did not decide our destiny.
Correct, correct.
So it chose us.
Yes,
Probably we had to follow. We landed up
yes,
here
yes,
somewhere.
yes.
But today, lot of students have different platforms,
Correct.
different options. They can get counseling and orientation done
Hmm.
from a what do you call as a subject experts.
Hmm.
We did not
True.
have that.
Correct, correct, correct.
Did you ever go to a counselor to check
No,
your
not at all,
career
not at
guidelines?
all.
You have people
Yes,
today to
yes,
help you.
yes, yes,
We
yes.
have to just ask for it. So
Hmm.
that way it is more organized today.
Correct, correct. So, do you feel that the parents also needs to take the initiative on
They're
this?
even more critical. Also, I'll tell you, I've faced parents every day. They're more critical. The
Correct.
reason is they can't leave their kids because they're very afraid where they'll fail.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Also, that's one of the
So they are
pressure.
not allowing to fail them.
They can't. No, see,
Uh,
can we see our kids fail?
no, I mean,
I
I'm sure.
mean,
I
as a
never.
general
Yeah,
tendency, I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you
But this is the mindset which we need to change, I think. You know?
absolutely.
Because if you don't allow your child to fail, how can he mature in the?
Yes, yes. See, it's very critical that um, today it has been we say we have evolved civilization. It is very structured today. We are also creating a very complex web.
True.
We are putting ourselves into that pressure and also putting our kids
Correct.
into that pressure.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
But also the scary situation is the times are evolving, changing. It is not the same or the safe
Hmm.
what we had grown at that
True.
day.
True. True.
But so that's where the question comes in: how
Hmm.
much intervention is required by the
Yeah, yeah.
parents?
From the yes, yes.
Yes.
So now, coming back to
Mm,
our the original the thing,
yeah.
when we talk about this render and the reality, okay, where do design lie to client? What do you think? What is your opinion on this?
I don't think as a pure architectural practice, nowhere it is they're lying. The reason is it is a design development or
Hmm.
design process.
Hmm.
Any good architect will clearly explain the client what is getting from that.
Okay.
Okay, so it's very clear. See, it is the way we see it also. See, for example, let's say when a client comes in and shares what is his need, that is a brief, that's a program, what he's
True.
trying to say. So that is to be converted to a build form
Hmm.
by an architect.
Hmm.
So it is not like a maths where you say x plus y is equal
Yeah.
to z,
Correct. True.
correct? So there is a lot of understanding between the client's need and what architects think is right.
Hmm.
Right, sometimes that perceived knowledge of what is right from an architect's point is may not be right also. So the
Correct.
client will have to realign to architects thing,
Hmm.
or architects need to realign what clients thinks.
Hmm.
So in this process the design is developed,
Correct.
right? Once this is developed, it is a very very visionary or a
Hmm.
very broad approach towards the output.
Okay.
That is the initial phase of rendering what you're
Correct.
talking about, but that need not be the final output. What I was trying to tell you is it is changing, it is
Hmm.
evolving world
Hmm.
today. I think it will definitely come to a stage where we will have more access towards the tool, like
Hmm.
which has already come, a digital twin or the BIM, which is coming and helping
Yes.
the designers also
True.
to make some wise decision in terms
Correct.
of how it is there. And that gives also the practicality. And definitely AI is changing, the
Correct.
number of time required to do the job is reducing.
Yes.
See, one of the critical aspects to run the show of an organization is the time and energy and
Correct.
the resources which is involved in it.
True.
Today, if you technology can reduce the time and the amount of time which is required, we should definitely embrace it.
Yeah.
One, so the render versus reality will be, it will come closer to in the coming future. So there will be not many difference.
True.
Today the reason is only thing is we don't have that kind of a toolkit with us. So if we have that kind of a toolkit,
Hmm.
probably it will be probably somewhere closer to reality. So see, that's where I was trying to tell in initially. The purpose of doing the initial renders is to show us the path and vision,
Correct.
not to build,
Correct. Correct.
right?
Exactly.
At the different cycle, so as a project cycle, in the design development stage, as it gets matured,
Hmm.
right?
This is
But
how it is supposed to be,
it
right?
should
Yeah.
suppose. But what happens is, some due to the not every project, due to the certain aspects of urgencies or deliverables or need, it goes to a different
Hmm.
direction. So what I would suggest is stick to the process,
Correct.
stick to the time which is required to for the design. See, it's a very costly exercise when you change things in the during the
Yes.
construction phase.
Yes.
It's always better to understand this. So slowly, we should also educate the people about design. It
Yeah.
is
So
very
now,
important.
yeah, I'm so sorry about this. So when we are discussing about this, a lot of question came in my mind, but very important question. So most of the time, what is happening with the client, when say architect designs something, okay, and once he reaches to the this phase where he shows the rendering, the client think, done, now finished, now I don't want anything extra, okay. So do you feel that it's a problem with the client, or sometimes client doesn't want to pay further, or he says ki, this is this.
See, this happens with the individual clients, not
Hmm.
with the corporates.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, the
So
education is the
yeah,
very
yeah.
important
So
thing
I
over
was
here.
telling
Yeah.
about that. People should be made aware of what design is,
Correct.
the importance of design
True.
at the very early stages of life.
Yeah.
And when I say early stages, they should be started with the schooling,
Correct.
right? Why design is important,
Hmm.
what is it really adding value to your life.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when we start educating him, they will appreciate what is design.
Yes.
If it is a kind of a solution
Hmm.
where you just give a good front design, if that is architecture, I think we have failed somewhere.
Okay.
See, we have to, as an architect, we have to create beyond what a good elevation is. It's
Hmm.
about spaces, it's about culture, it's about people,
True.
it's about empathy.
Correct.
It's a lot of aspects
Correct.
which goes into
Yeah.
a design, which we ignore it.
True.
And if I talk about this language to a common man,
Hmm.
he'll not be interested in that.
True. True.
See, I'll tell my client that, see, I'm designing today for you, and which probably you're going to stay at least for next 20 years, 10 years.
Correct. Correct.
If I design the way I wanted it, will I come and stay in your house? All right.
True.
So I have to understand you better.
Yes. Yes.
So for that, I have to understand your life better,
True.
your lifestyle better.
Correct. Correct.
So then only I can give you a solution.
Yes. Yes.
Correct. So that inquiry, he doesn't understand.
Correct.
He's getting a custom made fit for us.
Yes. Yes. So this is somewhere missing in the in. So many times in fact, a few clients comes to us. They say, "Ki, since you are designing the structural, why don't you design the the architectural also? It is just a four lines to be drawn, the walls to be shown,
Yes, yes,
but this is not the actual
yes,
process.
yes.
So can you please define us what is the process from the beginning till the execution,
Wow.
or till the
I'll
the
tell you.
finalization of the project?
See, it's a very elaborate process. When a client comes into us, we will, as again, when we have a normal conversation, try to understand who is the client, what is his requirements, and where is the site, what is that we can build, whether it is not built or not, because we are also technically qualified to understand how much can we build in that, what
Hmm.
kind of structure can it come.
Hmm.
And
The government
so
norms.
yes, all these are part of that
Yeah.
understanding. And when we understand that whole thing in a nutshell, we probably tell them, okay, now we need some time to develop a concept or
Concept.
some kind
Yeah.
of an initial design.
Correct.
So we develop a design, and we, in the next meeting, we'll give him an overall picture of what the design is.
Hmm.
We tell him the direction,
Hmm.
because by then we understood a very few things, very from a rational point of view.
Hmm.
We understood his brief, we understood his family, we understand, this is with respect to a residential point of
Correct.
view.
Correct.
So we understood his family, his need,
True.
everything, and we started working towards that. And we are trying to curate now. Let's say if he has an extended family, and we have to suit to that. I'll give you one example. I had a client who is the distributor for South, Samsung for Southeast Asia, and probably also somewhere in this. He comes from a very conservative family from Guju Muslims,
Okay.
and so he had a very typical way of doing. He has a extended family,
Hmm.
so he has each floor designed for one family that way,
Okay.
right? And his requirements is different from what other
True. Family.
clients or families are.
Correct. Correct.
So we have to understand
True.
client.
True. True.
We have to show empathy there.
Correct.
I can't approach the same subject with other clients also,
Yes. Very true.
right? So that way, every client is different for us.
Yes.
So in the next stage, what we do is we'll tell them this is what my approach is. This is what the
Hmm.
floor plan looks like.
Hmm.
This is where the spaces is being
Correct.
done. This is where this space you can use like this.
Correct.
This space you can use like that. We talk
Zoning.
in terms of spacing, not
Spacing.
zoning.
Zoning. Okay.
Space.
Space.
Let's say if I sit
Space
here,
management.
yes,
Correct. Yeah.
space understanding. And we also talk about how this could be expanded into different areas.
Hmm.
So we talk
Maybe a
about,
future plan. I mean,
yes,
yeah.
also. So then we also tell them what could be built in that.
Hmm.
He might have an expectation to build something like a palace, but ultimately we'll
Correct.
tell
Correct.
them this is the
Yeah. Sometimes
reality.
people comes 1,200.
Yes.
They read a palace.
Correct. So we'll tell them this is what, as per
Correct.
the
Yeah.
government norms, we can
True.
build this much, and this is what is possible. And we'll also sometimes put them and correct them in their brief also.
Correct.
Sir, what you thought is not practical. Probably this is the right way of
Hmm.
doing it. Also, we'll try to tell them. Once they understand this approach of us, and also in this stage only, we'll try to tell them, okay, ballpark mein aapko, you will get this much amount the
Hmm.
project cost is.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, and also he'll say, okay, now this is the feasible.
Hmm.
So this is more like a feasibility for him, right?
Hmm.
Okay, itna ban raha hai, and I
Hmm.
have to build this much. This
Correct.
is
Correct.
what is
Correct.
accommodating,
Yeah.
and this is the cost budget.
True.
This is the timeline I'm seeing. We'll
Hmm.
give a picture. Even the client is okay now. He's also trying to plan. The
Hmm.
next stage is where he agrees. He'll give feedback on the
Correct.
plans.
Plan.
He says that, okay, now I'm okay with these aspects, and you try to rework on certain aspects. See, every stage there's a to and fro communication happening
Correct.
between a client and an architect
Hmm.
to suit his need,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
right?
That is true.
So because he's designing his own life, first of all,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
also client is visualizing his life
Hmm.
also,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and trying to give solution.
Correct. Correct.
But not just him, also he's also understanding the nature.
Hmm.
Now he has to take up design aspects, he
Yeah.
has to
Yeah.
take climatological aspects,
True.
what is viable from this one. He
Correct.
should also see from background, from constructability, what kind
Hmm.
of construction are we talking about,
Hmm.
or how does the structural system
Yes.
work,
Yes. Yes.
how does the MEP work here.
Correct.
He should also have all these knowledge simultaneously working together,
Correct. Correct.
correct? So to give a good ambient space, there are a lot of aspects which gets
Yes.
involved in
Yes.
this.
Yes.
So simultaneously, when we are expressing them, we say, okay, now in this space you get a not lighting,
Hmm.
where you enjoy most
Hmm.
of your time in the
Hmm.
morning. So
Hmm.
this is the space required
Correct.
for it. So
Correct.
there is a logical reasoning for also design aspects,
Hmm.
which we try to give him.
Correct.
And also we also make it design efficient.
Hmm.
See, for example,
Feasible and efficient.
yes,
Yeah. Of
feasible and
course.
efficient. For example, let's say which is a good design where external intervention is required. For
Correct.
example, artificially, operated or controlled spaces than a
Hmm.
naturally passive
Correct.
cooling in this one.
True.
It's more efficient,
Yes. Yes.
isn't it? It is
Yeah.
energy
Yeah.
saving that
Yes.
way.
Yes.
So if we try to tell them on these stages, this is called the design development stage.
Hmm.
In this stage, we'll have every stages we are trying to develop his
Hmm.
design
Correct.
from a very concept level
Yes.
to the
Yes.
development stage.
Absolutely.
Once he comes up and says, yes, now I'm convinced, that's where he wants to see the. Sometimes in our design process, we'll start with the model only,
Hmm.
as
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
some of the
Correct.
schools or some of the offices as a practice, to show them where the visualization or the block
Visualization of the
models
project. Yeah.
from the
Correct.
initial stages
True.
only.
True.
Sometimes they do it with the two-dimensional plans or this,
Hmm.
if we can understanding. So this we assess from a knowledge of what the client
Hmm.
can understand.
Correct. Correct.
If he is a technically qualified to
True.
understand, we will try to
Correct. Correct.
curate as per
Yeah. Yeah.
what is required that way.
Absolutely.
So that way, Once this design development stage is done, we'll actually show them the complete picture of it, and also we'll show them how visually it looks,
Hmm.
what is the material we're talking about, what is the costing we're talking about, what is the BOQ. So once the budget is set, the design is set, then it is the stage where we call it as a tendering
Hmm.
stage. He finalizes on the design.
Correct.
Then we prepare a complete documents of tender drawings, and this one where it has been floated to different
True.
contractors. Once the contractors come and submits those tenders back to us, we will do a comparative analysis,
Comparative
not just
analysis.
about the figures, also whether the contractor is capable to do this
Technically,
job or not,
technically qualified as
technically
well.
qualified, as well as feasible whether he is doing it or not.
Correct.
So we also check their previous projects, how
Background check,
is, yes,
basically.
background checks we will do it, and we do and guide the client
Correct.
who is the right contractor
So
for you.
actually, this business is more professionally, evolved profession.
Yes,
Rather, it is just not a business. We are giving a service to the client,
yes,
and it is kind of a consultancy to that person.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And when I see this,
Hmm.
so if suppose I am a client, okay, and I wanted to have my house to be built, when I approach to three different architects, what is my understanding about those architects supposed to be,
Hmm.
or how I should pick and choose the right architect for me? What is your opinion on this, sir?
See, one is that I would recommend, it is not compulsory, but I would recommend you go to a licensed architect first.
Okay,
Okay, first.
please. Yeah.
Okay, then you go to him, tell him that you want to also say that I'm approaching different architects, that I'm wants to see what is the
Hmm.
best design, you can give me
Hmm.
solutions, and then you can actually ask it. So that means architect is aware that you are also trying out different architects.
But when
There's
we
nothing
say,
wrong.
sorry to
Huh.
interrupt here, sir, when we say the license architect, I mean, without license also architectural
Yes,
practice
there
can
are
be done.
many practices happening that way.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I mean, how they are designing then? I mean, what is the base of it?
Okay, it is very simple. Let's say uh, it's a tool, right? Let's say if you are in the industry for very
Hmm.
long time,
Hmm.
if you work as somebody who are related to that field,
Hmm.
they are also doing it. Okay, I don't want to
Okay.
name specific
Hmm.
people doing
So
it.
you mean to say the companies are doing it or individuals are?
Individual
Few
companies,
individuals are also
yes,
doing
yes.
it.
See, mostly it is individuals.
Okay.
See, I don't say them as they're doing wrong.
Hmm.
Nobody has the right to stop them and say that you can't design.
Hmm.
It is not my cup of
Hmm. Hmm.
thing saying that.
But compounder cannot operate, no?
But they're doing it. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
So
I'm so sorry about this.
so what I'm trying to tell you is, once you make them aware that you are trying out different architects, he's also aware that he is doing, and there's nothing
Okay.
wrong about it, because we have a strict guidelines. Like I
Hmm.
said,
Hmm.
COA gives us a certain guidelines that you have to practice this way,
Hmm.
and I have no right to actually tell you not to go to other architects.
Correct.
So you can definitely do that, but only thing is, you will have an agreement with an architect
Hmm.
saying that these are my fees at the very first meeting itself,
Hmm.
these are my fees which is there,
Hmm.
and this is in line with what government norms of COA has said,
Hmm.
and this is what my payment terms would be.
Hmm. Hmm.
And once that you agree to it,
Hmm.
then he will proceed, architect will
Correct.
proceed. So
Correct.
there is something called as, in the initial phase, it's something called as retainer fees,
Retainer fees.
right?
Or
So
the engagement with
yes,
the
that's an
client.
engagement fees, retainer fees. Once you honor that, the architect will start with his work.
Hmm.
So let's say you engage them, there are different stages of
Hmm.
in this
Correct.
payment terms
Yeah.
also. Let's say um, you have approached three different architects at the same time,
Hmm.
you've paid all the three as a retainer fees, which will be a
Okay.
small amount, and you try to discuss with all the three. Initial phase will be only like the concept stage,
Hmm.
feasibility stage, and somewhere your thinking and his ideas are actually matching, that's where
Matching.
you will
Okay.
decide, right?
Okay.
But it is our duty as a client to pay whatever the time the architect has spent, that stage amount,
True.
because you initially only he'll guide you,
Correct. Correct.
which
Correct.
is, and it is a good process. The reason is, architects also understands, I've been paid to this stage only.
Hmm.
But what we should understand is, from a client perspective, he cannot force you, he cannot bribe you,
Hmm.
He cannot tell you that other architect is wrong, so
Hmm.
he's doing this false things.
Okay.
That's all professional
Correct. Correct.
ethics we have to follow.
True.
If you find any architect doing that, you can complain to COA saying
Oh,
that
okay.
this architect has been doing so
Doing
and so,
malpractices.
and you can definitely raise a complaint to the
Okay.
Council of Architecture,
Wonderful, sir.
right?
So this kind of guidelines are already there.
It is there.
Oh.
It is as good as like any doctor performing thing.
Oh, wonderful.
Similarly, we also have.
Wonderful.
So we have to follow those guidelines.
Wonderful, sir. We had a lot of very healthy discussion today.
It is.
Uh, let's have quick, rapid fire.
Okay.
This is my very favorite thing.
Okay.
So, biggest waste of money in Indian homes while designing?
Biggest waste of money, right?
Money while designing.
I think unnecessary materials in cladding which is happening, which gives, I don't know, it is not timeless also.
Hmm.
I think that's where we have to relook. I don't say waste, it is अपना अपना रहता है सबका, but I
Hmm.
don't see there is some rational approach about that.
Okay.
They'll use so many different materials, it becomes a gallery of itself in the facade and other
Ah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And even interiors also, there are so many different materials used which doesn't have any uh, you know understanding of those things. It is not apt at all.
Sometimes just because they have some money, so they are spending on it.
Yeah, something like, see,
Something like
I'll
that.
tell very simply, like, architecture is not just about you what you use the costliest material, whether that material suits that
To
space.
that environment, that
That is what
yeah,
we have to
correct,
select,
correct, correct.
right? Just to prove that I've used the best material in the world
Hmm.
doesn't give you the solution.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that is the the biggest waste of money, rather I can say.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So one overrated material which you have seen so since you are practicing this.
Overrated material.
Yeah.
I don't see any overrated material, but it is until unless it is abused
Ah,
today. See, one such thing is today marble has been used left, right, center as a
correct,
flooring
correct.
material. It has
Yeah,
been abused to so many things.
true.
Whether it is relevant to our climate or not, what
Hmm.
is the effect out of it to
Correct.
the individual
But nowadays
person?
this engineering marbles
It is
also
there. Awareness. Can you
awareness.
can
Correct.
you convince a client who's ready to spend
True.
so much,
Yes,
and you
yes,
tell
very
him
true.
that this is not good and
For the environment.
environment or for your health,
Yeah.
and please go for this health option. He'll say you're mad.
Uh,
I
I'm ready
want to
to
buy
spend
the
for you.
costliest
Correct,
material
correct.
in the world,
True,
and I
true.
want to show everybody that I'm capable of
Yes,
doing
yes.
this. So that's the kind of decisions we have to, some
Mm.
of them are selling it, but yes,
Okay. So one thing you would never do in your own house.
I would try to minimize artificially controlled equipments or machines to
Okay.
run the show. So, for example, a passive cooling effect where ACs are not required,
Mm.
right? Try to minimize the
Temperature control.
lighting.
Yeah, correct, correct.
When I get a
True.
natural light, why should I use an artificial light,
Mm. True.
right? I'll try to minimize it. I can't say
Mm.
that I will not use it,
Correct, correct.
but definitely I'll be a little rational there.
Rational.
If I
Correct.
can, what do you call, leverage something which is natural, I'll definitely try to do that.
Wonderful, sir. So mandatory 6 months on site for architects, yes or no?
Must. And it
After
is,
after this.
yes, it is must, because our Council of Architecture also says that if you want to really practice, you
Mm.
have an internship of 6 months, which is
Mm,
mandatory.
mm, mm.
So at least we are doing it in the office. But personally, I feel you should also spend some time in site.
Correct. I mean,
You
one should aware about what is happening on the site level,
Yes, see,
because most of the time I have seen mostly with the startup architects, they design something and they say, "Ki, no, it will work."
it cannot.
And being a profession from so many years,
Correct.
at one glance itself we say, "Ki, boss,
Naga.
we need to change something."
Yeah, yeah.
So that is missing.
True, true.
That really we need to have that kind of a checkpoint also,
Correct.
being a school.
No, I agree. So
Yeah.
only thing is that's where I was telling in between our conversation, our studios are designed, our design problems are designed to understand the constructability of it. than just simply designing for novelty's sake.
Correct.
So that practicality is required, but also somewhere we should understand academically there is a platform where they can express themselves better.
Mm,
And we have to give them that kind of space. At the same time, when you come to the field, there are some practical aspects and exposure is also required. So the blend of both is very
yeah, yeah,
important,
very true.
especially if you want to practice on your own, or right after you coming out of, we should spend more time on learning.
Learning.
Right,
Yes.
jumping into the practice is not the
Yes, yes.
solution.
Very true, very true. From the day one after MBBS, you cannot start your operating.
Yes.
Very true, sir. The last question, sir,
Yeah.
and very important question.
Yeah.
What do other architects do that drive you crazy?
In a good way or a bad way?
However,
I don't know. I mean, see,
I just want your sincere opinion on that.
see, honestly, I wonder and also mesmerize the kind of passion what architects go. See, imagine if you are in the process of creating new every time, every minute of your day and night. Imagine the mindset of an architect.
Yes, very true.
If he doesn't have a passion, if he's not involved or married to that,
Correct, correct.
I
correct.
don't think he can cater.
Yes, yes,
Don't you
yes.
think it is surprising?
Absolutely. See, without passion, a architect is like a draftsman.
Is it? So
I really feel that.
I feel, the kind of mindset he carries, the kind of thought process he will go
Yeah.
through every single minute. It is not normal.
Yes.
I think this is true for any creative person or a
Yes.
creative field or any design person
True.
or any craft was artist who's there. He has to do this. He has to
Absolutely.
go through this. Luckily, architect is a blend of both creative and technical,
Yes. Yes.
right? So there is both brains are being effectively used.
Correct.
Side
Yeah.
of the brains
Yes.
has
Yes.
been
Yes.
effectively used. So that passion and that conviction that he can build anything in the world keeps me crazy. I mean,
Wonderful, sir.
that's what.
Wonderful. See, I have so many questions, but we have a lot of sort of time on this.
Yeah.
So, very last question, which definitely I wanted to ask with you. Do you really feel that this AI will eat up some job? I mean, in the architectural field, or the this kind of.
I'll borrow some of the lines from internet which has been said. Uh, AI is going to change the field of any profession, not just architecture, but AI also require humans to operate it.
True.
So we have to evolve, embrace it, accept it, and grow.
Correct.
If not, we are irrelevant.
Wonderful.
We have to learn, we have to embrace it, we have to accept it, and then go forward. That's the only way you can do it.
So it was a great journey with architect Harish, and stay tuned for few more updates. Thank you, Harish.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot for.
It was a wonderful
Yeah,
conversation.
same here, sir. Thank you.